Hey guys, welcome back to Most Beautiful Inc. I'm Jamila Ballard. You're not going to want to miss this reaction, and y'all probably seen this video. Listen, thank you so much if you've supported me, been there for me. These are my humble beginnings, and trust me, I am going somewhere with this boo-boo. So you want to hit that notification bell so that you won't miss a video every time I upload a new video. I will be uploading almost every single day. I promise you, period. Hit the notification bell and please help a sister out. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get into this daggone video. Watch this.
Listen, a lot of women, especially black women, and I might get in trouble for saying this, but I will. In our society right now, black women are making a lot more money for the most part than black men, right? There are a lot of black men who are successful, but for the most part, black women are making the money. So if you can find love, if that man works, at whatever job and is a good man and is good to you and honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can because his gift may not be your gift.
Exactly.
That is okay. That's not somebody who's beneath you.
Yeah.
That's somebody who came to love you at your worth, right?
Yes.
And as long as he's secure in himself to know that, yep, she makes most of the money, all I can pay is the light bill, as long as she's comfortable enough to say, I'm going to cover the mortgage and all the other stuff, you've handled the light bill, baby, you can take me to dinner every now and then, that is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But that's so hard for a lot of people to take in because that means, no, I need somebody to, they need to make 5 times more and I got to have, well, go on, keep your list, baby.
Yeah.
God bless you. Hope it happens. Go on, keep your list. But when you talk about just someone to love you and support you, I know people whose men can't touch what they make. But when you see them together, that love, that support, that I got you, babe, it's a beautiful thing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay, so I had to watch this video a few times, okay? Because the first time I watched it, I had a particular opinion and I changed my mind. Because here's the thing. I wanted to really hear exactly what he was saying because I feel like on social media, everybody just kind of runs with whatever has been taken out of context. And we don't really pay attention to what's being said. So here's the thing. The first time I watched the video, I said, okay, so Tyler Perry's on crack now? Okay, all right. Now I feel a little bit differently. So what I hear him saying is, so the first time I watched the video, I thought that he was saying, listen, if all a man could do is pay the light bill, then, that should be fine. And I'm like, no, sir, that's not fine. Last time I checked, any mature man, and that's what a good man is, okay? Because we got to differentiate. There are males, and then there are mature men. Excuse me, y'all. Didn't know my bra was showing. So then there are mature men, and they're a little different. They're different. They're very different. Let's be honest. Okay, so I thought, what mature man is going to be cool with just paying a light bill? I thought about my dad who worked very, very hard, literally until he died. Until working hard killed him, pretty much. That's my version of the story, okay? He didn't know how to stop. I think about my husband who works very, very hard to take care of me, and not because I can't take care of myself, but because that's what mature men, that's their heart. They want to take care of the woman they love. They want to take care of their household. Okay, that's how you know the difference, okay? So I thought, listen, if a man is just paying a light bill, is that really a man that you want? Is that really a man that you want? Because that's not going to be acceptable for a good man. I think about my brothers as well. And they're great men. They're great men to their wives, to their children, even their stepkids, who they don't even call their stepkids. I'm just saying that because I want y'all to know that this is what a good man looks like. This is what a good man looks like. Okay. So then I watched the video again and I said, okay, now I hear something a little different. Okay. So I don't want to take what he's saying out of context because I believe that his point was not, hey, if all he can pay is a light bill, is fine. I think his point really was, if he's a great man and he stands by your side and he is supportive of you and he is respectful, he respects you, who you are, what your career choices and what your life choices are, and he really just honors who you are. And he's making less money, it shouldn't matter. And I have to say that I do agree with. That I do agree with. So a few things I want to say here. He mentioned that he has some friends where the woman is making a lot more money than the man in that marriage, or in that relationship. And honestly, I don't think that should be a problem. I don't think it should be a problem if the woman happens to be making more money, because you don't respect a person or disrespect a person based on what they're making. That should not determine whether or not you value that person. And that's actually what's wrong with this world, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, all our morals and values are upside down, and it's just wrong. They're just wrong and backwards. And then, people are just so materialistic these days, and they don't want to admit that that's what it is, that they're materialistic, they're greedy, and they're selfish. So a lot of females nowadays have this laundry list of, what a man has to be, and at the top of their list is how much money he has to make. So that's not cool. That's not right. It's not. And I don't care who comes against me, who disagrees with me. A person's value does not lie in how much they make. I strongly, strongly disagree with that. Strongly. There are great, phenomenal people. And let's be honest, most of the people in this world are just making ends meet. And a lot of those people aren't even doing that. Let's be honest. Everybody's fronting on social media, because that's what we do on social media a lot nowadays. That's our culture, unfortunately. But let's be honest. This list that the average everyday woman in terms of income has, that every man that comes into her life or that she connects with is supposed to measure up to, is just unrealistic. It's just unrealistic. Most people, there's only a very, very small, minute percentage of people who are making so much money they can just spend lavishly all over the place. And everybody else is trying to look like they do. Crickets. Let's be honest. Almost everybody else is trying to look like they do. There are also very few people who are confident enough to not try to impress people, and to not pretend, and to not try to keep up a facade of, oh, I got so much more than I actually have, okay? So I think our most important values ought to be that man's character, his dedication to you as a woman, his commitment to you as a woman, his loyalty to you as a woman. Do you hear him saying that he wants to honor you, that he wants to care for you, that he wants to provide for you? Because although we don't need a man to provide for us, I'm telling you, this is instinct. It's instinct for a good man. It really, really is. He wants to feel like, and this is why it can really, really hurt a man's pride. It can hurt him, his ego. And yes, we do have pride and ego. Whether or not that should, whether or not we should cater to that excessively is one thing. But a man does have pride, and he does have an ego. And so he wants to feel like he is able to provide and care for the woman that he's with, whether it's his girl, fiance, wife. Instinctively, that's how good men are. And so, listen, anything other than that, I don't know. It's hard for me to imagine why you would even want to be with any man who's not that type of man. And I'm sorry, I think women, we need to have some really, really good standards. Because a man can have a lot of money and still be all messed up. Selfish is all hell. Phony is all hell. Yes, men can be phony too. Yep. It's not just something that, that is exclusive to women. No. Especially nowadays. So I think we do need to have some real relationship and standards based on character, based on what does this person bring to the table in terms of their belief system. How do they feel? How do they see women? How do they feel about respecting women? Are they bitter because they maybe been rejected, or maybe been hurt, or maybe been traumatized in their past relationships? by women. These are things that you really do want to know. These are questions you want to ask. These things are a lot more important than how much money he makes, quite honestly. Is that simple. And listen, at one point in my relationship, I was making more money than my husband. Did I tell him that? No. For what? He knew, but for what? That was a particular point in our relationship, yes. And if it so happens again, guess what? It's ours regardless. It was ours then, and it's ours now, okay? Take it or leave it. That's how I feel. That's where I stand. You know, you don't make a man feel like, when you actually love him, you don't make him feel like he's less than because he's making less money, because he's not less than. He brought a whole lot to the table, and he's blessed my life tremendously in so many ways. So many ways. Would not trade him for the world, but that's for another video. That's for another video. So I have to say, listen, when you're not listening to what he says, and most people are not very good listeners, half of communication is listening. And I know that, you know, nobody wants to listen anymore. Nobody thinks they have a listening issue, but I do know how to listen. And so I'm hearing what he's saying very differently. I'm trying to I try to listen to what his point was, because that's what I want people to do with me. And I don't want people to just take things out of context and twist my words. And I feel like his words have really been twisted. I don't think he is saying, settle for a man that can only pay the daggone light bill. I think this is maybe because New Yorkers kind of communicate this way. I think he just gave an example off the top of his head, tried to give an analogy right off the top of his head. I don't think he necessarily meant if all he could do is pay the light bill, that, you know, that's fine. I don't know if he necessarily meant that, because I listened to everything he said. And I really feel that he was saying that if you have a great man and you happen to be making more money, and that's fine between you and him, then it's fine. And I agree. And I agree. Now, I don't believe in being a sugar mama. I think that's ridiculous. I think that's settling. And I don't think that being with a man who is very, very comfortable doing the bare minimum is ever acceptable. In fact, you're better off without that type of man. Yeah, that's what I got to say. So guys, I will see you next time, next reaction video. Jamila Ballard here. Please help a sister out. Like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget, you're the most beautiful girl in the whole wide world. Period. Nobody's on a pedestal, boo-boo. It's you. See y'all next time. Bye.